I'm on a roll tonight. Like, I don't think I can do much wrong.
I think you're in the zone, baby.
Well, should we bring up Steve Levy?
Steve Levy. I always bring up Steve Levy. Give us some Levy. The infamous Diarrhea Jr. to the stage. Hello, Levy. How you doing, baby?
I'm doing well. Yeah. How are you?
I'm fit as a fiddle.
I can see that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, do you guys have blind guy questions? There's a fully blind guy I met in the lobby who's here at the show. His name is Dez. Let's just bring him up real quick now that I mentioned him. Dez, can you?
Here's a segment called Blind Guy Questions. All right. He's being led to the stage. All right.
Hello, Dan.
I'm the guy that helps him.
Yeah, this is the guy that helps me. Dan, question.
Yes.
Where the hell are you?
Oh, I'm over here.
Because he's blind.
So I can pretend
Reach
to look
straight
at
out.
you.
Wait, I'll tug your
I'm not
microphone
making
cable.
fun of him. He's actually blind. And he's drunk as fuck.
He's drunk as fuck. Dan.
Take a seat right here, Des.
Oh, thank you. Dan Harmon.
Yes.
Question. Just a thing I wanted to say to you. I don't have any questions. But you, I don't know anything about you, except that you created my favorite fucking cartoon in the universe. So if anybody here loves Rick and Morty, yeah. So
Nobody does that.
I just want to say,
are you pandering to
I just want to say
Dan
thank you,
Harmon?
Dan. Thank you.
Wait, so what is Rick and Morty like without seeing?
Dude, last week's episode made no fucking sense to me.
I told him, like, watch, and I say, like, oh shit, or listen to fucking Rick and Morty. It's fucking great.
Do you watch TV with someone sometimes and they describe it to you?
I do. Rick and Morty does not have audio description, which is fine, but a lot of other shows do.
Oh, right. Did you? So you're not a fan of this podcast. So you didn't hear the episode where I talked about how we accidentally got tuned into the audio description feature thing, and it was amazing.
Do they audio describe Rick and Morty?
No, well, we didn't. It was simply the graphics, the movie production companies.
Oh, shit. Yeah,
it'd just be a guy going, searchlights pan over the words 20th Century Fox as palm trees in the
They're
background.
very specific, right? Like the lion puts his head through the logo and roars. Like who the fuck knew that?
He also asked me, what is a pickle, and I showed him.
What does a pickle look like?
Wait, that segues into a question. So
Actually, can't show him anything. But
you're blind since birth?
Yeah, since I was born. Yeah.
So the question, what does a pickle look like, is an actual thing.
Yeah. Exactly. I know what it tastes like, and
It's
the answer
green,
is
Des.
it tastes like shit. But what does it look like? Thank you.
Pickle hate.
Thank you, everybody.
And Des, just so you know, Roger looks like Curtis Armstrong. So there you are.
That's good because I don't know what Curtis Armstrong looks like. So I would assume Roger is a sexy motherfucker. Yeah. I don't know.
Try describing vinegar to him.
I want to conjure like kind of blind people questions because I feel like we don't. Like,
how about like how brave are you for going to CVS to buy condoms? How brave?
Yeah.
People think that's brave. I'm just tired of getting socks dirty. Like people think it's brave. No.
Okay, my next 3 questions aren't blind people questions. They're Des questions.
That's true. That's very true.
Treat him like a human being for once.
Are you in a relationship? That brings to mind?
I'm not currently. I'm currently single, ladies.
Yeah.
I don't know how to wink.
Or men.
Is there a blind community?
There is. They all don't know how to spell because they can't read. But there is a blind community out there. But I can spell.
Is the blind community, because obviously whatever you call us, the
seeing
community. We call you Sighty. Down with Sighty.
Sighty.
Down with Sighty. Down with Sighty.
That was Sighty.
Right, you can fucking see shit.
Right. Des,
fuck Sighty.
Des.
Des, you're coming back immediately.
Yes. Des, I have a.
And it's not because you're blind, which is.
I hope not. I don't know.
I have a drunk blind guy question for you.
Okay.
Do you know like in the movies, like you touch like the blind person touches somebody's face to see like oh
Yeah.
do you ever abuse that and like go too far? Like just
Your titties
start grabbing titties and butts and just like
You kind of touch. Yeah. You kind of touch the titties, and if they're kind of not what you expect, you're like, oh my god, these titties. You know.
These are pecs.
At that point, you're like, well, let's work on this.
So it's possible to be a bad person and blind at the same time.
I'll tell you, brother, it's entirely possible, and it's happened on many an occasion.
But I want to. So the reason I ask is there a blind community because I want to know about dating too. Like, and tell me when I'm prying too much. But I want to know about your sex life. If you're blind since birth, like, what's your
Ask
sexual?
me, we're a couple.
Dating,
actually.
Dating's hard, man. You know, before I found Reggie, the guy to my left, I would
Butler monkey.
I would be on a Tinder, and I would go on dates, dude, just on Tinder, just based on one picture that I uploaded. And the girl would be like, you never told me in your profile that you were Mexican. And
you were like,
I would be like, neither did my parents. And so it's just a big shock.
So there's one stereotype we're confirming, which is that when you lose one sight, your comedic timing gets enhanced. You're like the daredevil of podcast guests.
Just like smell and taste, it gets a lot better. Yeah.
He's been practicing, guys.
I've been working on it.
But you're so funny. We don't know what the truth is now. Are you do you I mean, how does the dating work if you're born blind? Like how do you meet
I'll
people?
answer this.
If you're desperate enough for pussy, it works. That's just what it is. Like
see, Des, you had him and you lost him. You had him.
I mean, that's your guys' fault for offering free beer. So thank you, Dan. Appreciate it, man.
I tipped $1 for each one.
Wait, is that face touching thing a thing?
It's not a thing, but like you can make it a thing when you're drunk enough.
Right.
Like it's not a real thing, but if I'm really wanting to like communicate something.
Do congenitally blind people have a people who lost sight later in life? Is there a bump boundary between those?
A bump boundary? Like we can read that shit? Like it's Braille or what?
Well, I get to, you talk to him for 5 minutes and you're like, dude, you could see for 5 years, couldn't you? No, I'm just wondering because like in the deaf community, there's like you got cochlear implants, or you lost your hearing later after you were born, and then there's people who are born deaf and etc. I'm just wondering like if you guys, do the blind from birth, do they refer to people who lost their sight in childhood, people who lost their sight in middle age in different ways?
I wish, dude. Like if it was the Bloods and the Crips, like
right.
You lost your sight later in life, you fucking poser, right? You fucking fake.
I've actually tried to describe colors to Des, and it's impossible.
I would
love for you to give a whirl describing colors.
Like my big question, Dan, is you created like my favorite cartoon of all time, and I have no idea what the creator of my favorite cartoon looks like.
Oh, me?
So why don't you give me a description, Dan?
Touch his face.
Of what the fuck Dan Harmon looks like?
Touch his face.
Right now.
Touch his face.
What is Dan? Yeah. What does Dan Harmon look like?
Touch his dick. Touch his dick.
Well, he can touch
his dick.
What?
Touch.
I think the challenge is more like give him a.
Why you? He's blind. He won't know.
You can tell me whatever you want, dude. I'll believe it.
I mean, do you? I look like.
I actually told him you look alike.
Oh well, but how does he know what he looks like?
I don't know
exactly.
what I look like.
Hey, Dan. Dan, how about this? Dan, Dan, I have a pitch. Dan, what if we get? I'll pick two people out of the audience to come up here and do a lineup, and he has to pick by touching your faces to see which one is the creator of Rick and Morty.
Yes! Let's figure this thing out, man. Let's do it.
Is that fulfilling for you, Des, or is that like? I mean, isn't that kind of random? It's
Don't
just
be
like,
racist.
It's very random, but I mean,
because I was trying to think of, you know, you ever hear the movie Mask with Eric Stoltz, where he falls
definitely feel that.
he falls in love with the blind girl, and she goes, "What does red look like?" And he goes and gets a hot rock from a stream, and he puts it in her hand and goes, "That's red." And she's like, "I love you."
I'll tell you what.
I'm trying to think of what to say to you, like I want to like put a lizard in your hand and go, "That's me." Or say, I look like jealousy. I look like weakness wrapped in pride. I'm a Christmas wreath made of pettiness and fragility around a glowing rock. Not glowing. What does that mean? Yeah, I don't know. I'm like a piece of shit with but I'm very, very handsome.
I'll tell you what, Dan Harmon, you sound like one handsome motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, let's, Des. If you're not under contract to be a regular podcast guest on any other podcast,
I can sign one. I have a brief understanding of how to sign my name.
Yeah.
I will figure that shit out.
Well, let's figure it out. But we got to play D&D for now.
Yes, my favorite segment. Do it.
Let's hear it for Des, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Des and Roger, everyone. Wow. Everybody hide. Everybody hide.
My goodness.
God damn it, that was an acid trip.
And I wouldn't have met him if Aaron from Game Grumps hadn't needed to take a shit. Because I was escorting Aaron through the lobby right before the show started, and those guys were like funneling in, and so I was and then I saw a guy with a cane, and then he was like, "Is that Dan Harmon?" And I was like, "Oh shit, will you come up and answer blind people questions?" He's like, "Yeah, of course." It's just great. I fucking love my life again. Who cares about Nazis? Whatever. It's fine.
It was so close.
Let them do their little marches. What are they going to do? Just ignore them. What do they want to do? Annex things? Who cares? Annex everything. See where that gets you, Nazis.
Spencer, I like this whiteout.
Thank you.
It's good work.
Whiteout. Whiteout tape.
Okay, so... God, and it just occurred to me because Des said, "Oh, this is my favorite part, the D&D part." And that would, yeah, of course, that would be because, yeah,
right.
No, it like puts me under pressure. I'm like, yeah, of course. Is there how many blind people listen to the show and are like, fucking, they're gonna play D&D, and then we do stupid shit, and they're like, fucking, you assholes.
It's fine. It'll be fine. They're gonna hate it anyway.
Because the blind are hateful.
Right. There's one thing we've learned.
I heard a rumor that's why they're blind. They're being punished. What are you gonna do? What are you, a doctor? Can't prove me wrong.
Wow. All right, Spencer.
Maybe if I said the worst shit in the world, I'd end up president. Fucking human oatmeal.
Human oatmeal.
So you don't like oatmeal?
I think Church was saying, like, I said, like,
not in my humanity, no.
I said at church, Trump has the brain power of half an avocado, and she's like, yeah, but that insults half an avocado.
Yeah.
Like, you can't compare him to anything without insulting the thing you're comparing him to.
Half an avocado wouldn't say, "Best regards." What did he say?
Sorry about the person that died, and best regards.
Best regards to their family. What do you do? Oh. Best regards.
Best wishes. All right, Spencer.
Toodles.